Number one, use references. Lots of artists use references. You might not see it in their video, in their tutorial, but they do use references. So don't discourage yourself by telling yourself using references is for wimps. No, it's not. So use references and let Pinterest be your freaking guide, okay? Use the heck out of Pinterest or Google or whatever you use to research anything, but my go-to has always been Pinterest. I find a lot of my references on Pinterest. So yeah, use references. A lot of artists do it, and just because you don't see them using it doesn't mean they're not using references. Number two, study other artists. In order for you to get in the mind of an artist and understand how they do what they do, or if you're trying to understand an art piece from an artist, you have to try to recreate it. There's nothing wrong with you looking at an artist's work and learning it, as long as you're not taking the art piece that you did and claiming it's your own, because that is stealing. So yeah, don't do that. With that being said, number three, don't get stressed out over art styles. I see a lot of young artists worried about like having an art style. The most important thing when it comes to an artist is learning the fundamentals. An art style comes later, but I'm gonna give you a couple pointers if you really do want to learn how to get your own art style. You can have multiple artists, but in this case, I'm gonna give you an example with 3 artists. Find 3 artists that you like. Maybe one of those artists you like the way they draw certain facial features, like the nose, the mouth. And then you have another artist and you like the way they paint, they do lighting. In another artist, you like the way they color hair or how they draw hair or whatever you have it. So in this case, you're literally Frankensteining an art style. So once you put those things that you like together, ends up not looking like those artists, because now it becomes your own. You're putting your own mark into the features that you're borrowing from those artists. So this is one way for you to quickly get an art style, especially if you have different artists that you like and you want to draw like them, but you don't want to copy them exactly, and you like different features that they showcase in their work. Just keep in mind that every artist is not 100% original, because they tend to be inspired by other things, and their art might be somewhat based off those things. So stop stressing about art styles and actually learn to perfect your art. Art style will come eventually, but if you have gotten to the stage where you feel like you're ready to find an art style, well, take this tip that I gave you. 4, don't compare yourself to other artists. Don't be like your African parents comparing you to your siblings or your cousins, okay? That's not what we're going to do. All right, you can admire other artists and learn from them, study them, copy their work in order to improve your own artwork, but don't sit there and compare yourself to them, because every person have different experiences. You can have a 15-year-old good artist and you are 22 and your artwork is not even to that level, and you have been drawing since you were little. But you have to also put in consideration, have you been drawing consistently since you were little? Or have you taken break with your art compared to this 15-year-old that have been drawing consistently for a year or 3 years or what have you? So you have to understand everybody have different journey, and your journey is not the same to other artists. So it's unfair for you to compare yourself to other artists. 5, learn to break the rules. But hold up. Before you break the rules, you need to understand the rules. You need to learn the rules to art. You need to learn anatomy, the fundamentals, in order for you to bend those to your wills, all right? 6, you don't need to go to school for art in order to consider yourself an artist, or in order to be an artist. There are so many resources out there nowadays that you can use to get better at your art. to even learn art, learn anatomy and the fundamentals, resources such as YouTube, Skillshare. Alright, so hear me out. I'm not telling you not to go to art school. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just giving you other options. If you can't afford art school or you don't want to go to art school, there's so many different resources out there. You can just do your research and you find one that fits you the most. Be good at what you do and promote yourself well. You will find an audience that like your work. 7. You can make money with your art. How else can I say it? You can freaking make money with your art, okay? Don't let anybody discourage you from pursuing art because they're telling you that artists do not make money. Seriously. So many artists are out there making a lot of money with their art. Like I said previously, you just gotta work hard and promote yourself and you will find the right audience. And believe in yourself. Seriously, believe in yourself. You will make money with your art. Number 8, another basic tip is step back and look at your work. I feel like it can work for both traditional and digital artists as well. Traditionally, when you work on canvas, you're very close to your canvas and you don't really see every single thing because you're concentrated on that particular piece that you're working on. But when you take a step back, you'll be able to see the overall view of everything. You'll be able to see certain things that are not working and certain things that are working and find things to change. So it's always good to take a breather, take a step back and look at your art. Same thing with digital art. Take a step back or even zoom in and out of your artwork or just actually stepping away from your table or wherever you're working from and actually looking at what you're working on. Same thing as flipping a canvas, same thing goes for that as well too. Kind of shows you errors that you are currently making because you're only tunnel vision focusing on one particular area on the canvas. That's why it's good to take a step back and look at what you're currently working on. Number 9, push yourself. Okay, I know it has a bad connotation to it, but hear me out. You won't love the entire process of art making, but it's okay because beyond the bad phase, there are good phase as well. You just have to get through it. I'm not saying push yourself to the point where you can't get off your desk or you work your hands to the point you can't use them anymore. That's not what I mean. I mean, when you see your art is bad, just keep going. Don't give up. Just keep pushing through because eventually you will like what you see. Okay, that's what I meant. And that being said, for the last tip for today, number 10, take care of yourself and your mental health. This is very important. Take breaks, go out, touch grass, exercise, stay hydrated. Very important. Drink water. So don't work on an art piece for long hours at a time. When you take a break and come back to an art piece that you're working on, you will be able to see the mistakes that you couldn't pick up before because your eyes have adjusted to what you're working on. Don't forget that your eyes are a muscle that do get tired and overworked, so it's good to take a break. And it really does help when you come back with fresh eyes and you're able to pick out what you couldn't see before. And I think it's really good to have other hobbies that you partake in and not just art, I don't know, maybe watch anime, do something else that is not just art for that day. I really do need to take my own advice too. I think I'm making this video so I can also look back and like, okay, girl, you need to take your own advice because some of this advice I am working on currently, and I feel like some of these I actually did a lot back when I was younger. So yeah, but that being said, this painting that you're currently seeing took me like, I would say 3 days to actually finish. So yeah, I guess I am kind of taking my own advice. And most importantly, thank you guys for taking your time to watch this video. I hope to see you guys on the next one. I hope you like the art piece. All right, okay, bye.